The minute the news dropped that Letitia James' case had got tossed, Karoline Leavitt completely erupted. And honestly, who can blame her? This wasn't just another shady political move. This was the kind of blatant corruption that makes every American feel like the justice system has completely and officially gone off the rails. And Karoline, she wasn't having any of it. It looked like a judge bending over backwards trying to shield Letitia James and James Comey. Like there's some kind of political royalty that can't be touched. Karoline laid it out clear. If any Republican had even pulled half of what Letitia allegedly pulled, they would be buried under 30 indictments immediately. But don't worry, because in this video, we're gonna break it all down. Welcome back, and if you're new, this will be a good one, so make sure you like, comment, and consider subscribing for daily news updates. It means the world to me, and don't forget to share. Let's start with this clip of Karoline Leavitt going off on the judge and completely calling out Comey and James. Watch this.
And what can we expect will happen next, Karoline?
Well, what I will say is that everybody knows that James Comey lied to Congress. It's as clear as day. And this judge took an unprecedented action to throw these cases out to shield James Comey and Letitia James from accountability based on a technical ruling. And the administration disagrees with that technical ruling. We believe the attorney in this case, Lindsay Halligan, is not only extremely qualified for this position, but she was in fact legally appointed. And I know the Department of Justice will be appealing this in very short order. So maybe James Comey should pump the brakes on his victory lap.
All right, we'll be watching. We just showed a small piece of it. It goes on and on. Karoline, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Happy
Martha.
Thanksgiving.
In that clip, the main thing we learned is that James Comey, he lied to Congress. He lied, and he lied blatantly. That is clear as day, and he can't get around that. But the main problem comes into with the judge. Why is the judge trying to protect and shield Comey and James? He tossed the case out and therefore took them having to face accountability, all over a government technicality that the government doesn't even agree with. So we know the Department of Justice, they're going to appeal this because they believe that the attorney, Lindsay Halligan, she was rightfully where she was supposed to be. She was appointed and qualified for the job. They're trying to find loopholes and get away from taking care of what they're responsible for, just so they don't face jail time. And if they didn't go this route, the case would have moved forward and exactly what Comey and James did would have been exposed. And they could have been facing a lot of jail time. So personally for me, I hope that this appeal does go through and we can get the actual truth because that's all that matters. Next, let's look at Fox News announce the dismissal and go over some disturbing details. Take a look at this.
Dismissed. The judge ruling the appointment of interim U.S. Attorney Lindsay Halligan violated the Constitution. The judge also criticized the DOJ for allowing an FBI agent who viewed Comey's privileged materials to testify to the grand jury. Now, the judge also tossed the case against Letitia James. Donna, we are just getting this on the wire. Talk to us about your top line thoughts in this moment.
Well, frankly, I'm not really surprised about the appointment of the Attorney General on that situation. I did think that that was going to be an issue, and I did think from the very beginning that Comey was going to have a valid legal argument. And what's interesting about the decision is it doesn't go to whether or not crimes are actually committed. It just goes to the way in which the prosecutor was appointed. So I'm not surprised legally when it comes to that issue.
Right. Do we foresee at all then an appeal or a different then prosecution, a second bite of the apple then with procedural things intact?
I would just, yes, it's a 29-page opinion. I was just reading through it. So sorry if I look distracted during our segment. It doesn't get to the claim of malicious prosecution that Jim Comey was making. So this is solely the appointments clause, and that's why you have both cases dismissed against both individuals.
Right.
And it is kind of interesting, though, because obviously that's kind of a fluke side ruling, not on the merits of the case. But it is kind of interesting how all of these fluke side rulings always tend to seem to go in the same direction.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I want to give you an opportunity also if you want to go back because it was so important.
Oh, well, I just wanted to say, going back.
In that clip, we learned the main reason the judge tossed it out for both of them is because they considered it unconstitutional of the fact that Lindsay Halligan was now the interim general attorney. The Fox reporters all shared, and it's common knowledge that we all know. It wasn't thrown out because they didn't do it. No. They did do the crime, but it's the way they're going about it. It's the fact that who is the one prosecuting them? Was she appointed in a legal binding way? And if not, toss the case out. She can't be the one to try them. So what all of that shows us is that Comey and James knew exactly what they were doing. They are basically admitting to the crime. They're just saying, haha, you can't convict us of it because you did something wrong first. That right there shows you there's a twist in our justice system. Because of a technicality that is still up in the air to be decided if legal or not, that shouldn't take them away from having to face consequences. Just think about it. If Comey and James were any other person, they would have got hit with the maximum sentence. Overall, we all know we're dealing with criminals, and criminals that have control of certain things in all of the American citizens' lives. And in the near future, the truth will come out and we'll have everything answered and people will pay for what they done. I want to look at this clip of Pam Bondi confirming that the DOJ will appeal the dismissal of James Comey and Letitia James' case. Take a look at this.
Just get your reaction to the James Comey, Letitia James cases being dropped today. Back in Washington, James Comey put out a video. He said this matters most because a message has to be sent. The President of the United States could not use the Department of Justice to target his political enemies. Your reaction to the cases being dropped into that specific message?
Sure, we'll be taking all available legal action, including an immediate appeal, to hold Letitia James and James Comey accountable for their unlawful conduct.
What is your reaction to his statement?
I'm going to keep going on this. I'm not worried about someone who has been charged with a very serious crime.
Pam says it very clearly. They will be taking all forms of legal action, starting with the immediate appeal. Knowing that the DOJ is going to pursue this, it should make all Americans happy because their conduct and alleged actions did betray Americans' trust. The public can't trust them anymore because they are literally stealing from the people. It also shows us that the DOJ, they're not playing games. They're cracking down on anyone who think they are better than the law. Also knowing that President Trump isn't just using this against his political enemies. His enemies, per se, have actually done crimes. And Pam made a great statement. She said she's not even going to keep giving them responses and attention because we're shining light on known criminals. We all know it at this point, so it's only a matter of time before the criminals get what they deserve. All in all, listening to all of the media and having the same answer confirmed, it's positive to know that the appeal is happening. It lets you know that our government, they aren't just sweeping this under the rug or dropping it. They're going to pursue this to the fullest extent. And that's what we need to see in our government. We need more of it. So if I was Letitia James or James Comey, I would calm down and not get too excited because they didn't win this battle yet. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on KW Lawholic.